How are you actually feeling?
I'm feeling good.
Yeah?
Really good. It's just because I really want to make this move.
Yeah. Well, and I know, like, I know for you and your game, because you came here to win, that this is the move that you need at this point.
I know.
But I know that it's hard.
Of course it's hard.
Like, I don't think that, like, I don't want you to think that I'm assuming that for you that it will be easy to do this. You know what I mean?
Of course it's hard. Those have been my people again.
Yeah.
But I knew this time, like Tera, like obviously this time was going to come.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, for your game, this, you kind of need.
I need this move. That's why I want to do it so bad.
This is like a big build.
Huge.
On your resume.
I know it probably.
And if you didn't, sure. Are you going to look like the loyal bud? But the jury will just be like, well, you just gave us a reason not to vote for you at the end.
Exactly. Because
you know?
then it's them manipulating me to make another move. That's good for them.
Yes.
And then when they cut me later, or if I'm standing next to one of them, they can play it as a manipulation.
They'll be like, oh, so you saved them so they could protect you.
Tera, it's a no-brainer for me.
Yeah. But it is. It's going to be hard.
It's going to be hard.
Do you know what I mean?
To have to look them in their face.
Yes.
100%.
I'm just saying I recognize that aspect of it.
They're going to understand the big picture. The reality is, it's like they won't even be able to, I won't get the brunt of the reaction while we're still here. Because at the end of the day, it becomes a campaign after that.
Yes.
You know what I mean? As upset as they'll potentially be,
yeah.
I know they'll be very upset. They're going to have to campaign after.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like they can't be angry. They just have to take it on the chin and kind of just move on.
And then honestly, at that point, it's kind of going to be up to you, Kiefer, or Braden. Like, I know which way that I would prefer.
You prefer best days? In my mind.
For very different reasons, though. Like, there is an element that could be good to keep somebody like Jetson, because every time Jetson goes up, do you know what I mean? Everybody's putting Jetson up every time. The problem is...
It'll be harder to get out.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think when he competes, a switch is flipped. Like, when he did that crossword, I was like, shit. That exposed, like, how fast he did that, how smart he was. You know what I mean? Like, that was like, holy crap.
If we have a chance to take him
And then
out.
somebody like, but Beth is also equally dangerous because she's manipulative.
That's what it is.
Very. Where it's very believable. Do you know what I mean? They're both dangerous for different reasons, but I think they both have, like, in a lot of scenarios, they're just going to keep going on the block. Do you know what I mean? And you also have to think, like, who is more likely to, like, win the next HOH?
Yeah, it's hard.
Because if somebody like Jetson, like, you make this move, Jetson's going to be more salty to you because he'd be like, you're supposed to be my boy. Do you know what I mean? Would you be able to get that bridge with somebody like Beth? You might be able to.
I agree.
Do you know what I mean?
I agree.
Because I think Beth is much more sneaky.
Yes. So if she were to stay, she wouldn't be as salty as Jet would.
With you personally.
With me personally. No.
I think she would be salty with me, but Beth has already put me up before. Do you know what I mean? And at that point, she might be salty at Braden. She might, like, who knows?
She'd be salty at a lot of people. I think in that scenario, if Jet goes home and I win, Beth goes up next week.
Yeah.
I'll just take her out too.
Well, and then in that scenario, it would be you, Kiefer, and Braden against Beth. And I don't want to shortchange her. No. She could very well. You never underestimate people. Yeah. But I do think that Jed has that switch.
I agree. I agree. If we have Jed on the block at the end of the week, he must go home.
And there was, I'm not going to lie, I was contemplating putting you right next to Jed.
I know you were.
Only for the reason is that I think that you can flip a switch too. And I was confident, like, I'm confident that you can beat him when you're driven too.
I believe I can too.
I think you can.
I agree.
I actually, if anybody kind of can, especially if it's something physical, you can do it.
Yeah.
But I did not want to sour any waters with us.
Which is good, because the reality is that I think you probably were wondering about what would happen if I won the veto.
Oh, yeah.
If I try to save all of us. But it just doesn't make sense.
No, it doesn't. But it's like, if you win this veto, you are in a position where you are going to be making a huge blindside, and I'm not naive to the fact that it could go either way. Do you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
You could either blindside Jed and Beth, or you could blindside me, Kiefer, and Brayden. Like, you have the power to do that.
I know.
Do you know what I mean?
For sure.
That's a real...
If I blindsided you guys,
it wouldn't make sense for your game. It wouldn't make sense
for my game.
No.
I'd essentially be... If both of them make it out this week, we pretty much signed a victory for them.
Yes. Oh, yeah. Well, that's why, like, I've been trying to, like, have these little, like, I had one conversation with you outside, one in the chest, one in one in Expedia. Even when I was like, did you come here for the money or the title? Like, I needed to see how bad you wanted it for yourself.
Of course.
And when you quickly said the money, I was like, okay. He might.
Of course.
He might not use it.
I didn't come here for that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, the reality is, their showmance has kind of shielded me throughout this game.
Yeah.
Right? That's just the reality of the circumstance.
Yeah.
But I always knew that there would come a time where our backs were against the wall and they would turn on me.
Yeah.
I knew they would.
There was a point where you and Jed looked like just a dynamic duo. But he did kind of, when he started catching feelings for Beth.
It changed.
Yeah.
But Jed is that guy. I knew that from early. I asked him all the right questions that were about in this game.
Yeah.
Find that out.
He said that in the kitchen the other day when we were talking about, like, oh, have you ever had, like, a girlfriend and then you don't hang around with your friends anymore? He fully was like, yeah, I've done that.
I've asked all those questions. I've assessed who he is.
Yeah.
I know who Jed is.
And I think he would take her.
100%. I'm a little bit more confident that she would burn him, but not now.
No. There's no way. And that's what I said to her when she was, like, trying to feed me her shit. And I'm like, Beth, you're not going to cut him and then awkwardly be around him for the next 4 days. You would cut him in a final 3. You are that cutthroat person. Yeah. If given the chance, you would.
Yeah, she would.
You would do exactly what John Party did to Netta. Roles reversed to secure your 100 grand. You're not doing it now. You're not going to cut your soldier. That would be the dumbest. That would be like unnecessarily sacrificing your queen in a chess game.
Yeah. She would not. They vote as one. He is another strong player that would never burn her. Why would she burn him?
Yeah.
She'd only burn him at the end.
And she kind of showed that to you when she pitched yours and Brayden's name. Why the fuck did she not pitch Kiefer? Do you know that none of them pitched Kiefer to me?
I think people have it made up in their mind
that they think that they're the final 3. Yeah. Or if they think that Kiefer's final 3, if they're that confident with Kiefer. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because none of them pitched Kiefer to me.
Did you ever consider putting up Kiefer? I know you had said that you would at one point, apparently.
I wouldn't be, because obviously, like, I learned some things about Kiefer, but the information came from Beth and Jedson. So how good is that information? And in all reality, Jedson just screwed Kiefer over.
I know.
Why is Kiefer going to come for me? You were the one who screwed him over. I just won a veto and took myself off the block.
Yeah.
But, you know, do I know what Kiefer would do in power? Like, no. But I'm going to take a chance. If I get burned, then I picked the wrong choice. But I don't see any scenario with that showmance that benefits me.
I don't think it benefits anybody.
Nobody. They would take each other every time.
I know this.
And they would lie to whoever they took to a 3.
I know.
They would lie to all of them.
That's the only worry I have is if one of them does win. I just want to be sure that they don't get through this week.
What do you mean?
Like, if one of them does win and comes down.
Oh, one has to go. One has to go 1,000%.
It seems like we're all on the same page.
It doesn't matter. We have the votes. One has to go. One has to go no matter what.
I just don't want anybody getting convinced or thinking that there's a deal that could be made or thinking
fuck those deals. Now it comes down to, like, we're playing individual games. Their protection, honestly, doesn't mean anything to me. How can I ever think that you're going to protect me more than you're going to protect each other? And we're at the game where you can't be protecting 3-4 people. Do you know what I mean?
If I'm being honest with you, out of everybody left, outside of them, who do you think is most likely to save?
Like, if Kiefer or Brayden, what do you mean? Oh, hey there. No?
No.
When you chilling?
Where's Brayden? Downstairs. Some of my water. Is that my water? Oh, KC.
Casey.
Can you pass mine? Oh, is it behind you? Oh. You got that from me, big dog?
Oh, you know me. Here, please. Ray's not downstairs.
Yeah, he's on the... Oh, he got called to D.
Oh.
Oh, maybe it's a
DR.
BC.
Thank you, sir.
No, we're just anxiously waiting.